Today's horoscope from Astrocademy, Aquarius November 15, 2022. Anxieties may be the root of impatience today, as you may be unclear about what you want to communicate. You can also give off some mixed signals as part of you feels quite lighthearted and another is deeply invested. Others' responses may seem a little superficial or insensitive as a result. While there can be some communication troubles today, it's a strong time to learn something meaningful about yourself, a special person, or a project in your life. Venus and Pluto harmonize, and there can be nice reveals related to finances or practical problems. You have good cosmic support for throwing energy into a communications or creative project. Revealing dynamics can figure strongly in a close relationship, spicing things up or intensifying romantic feelings. Whatever you pour your energy into today seems to demand more of you, but it's also gratifying. Be aware that you will be navigating some strange energy today. Sweet Venus, our goddess planet of love and marriage, is moseying along in your solar third house and will link to powerhouse Pluto, the planet of transformation and rebirth, now spinning in your solar fifth house of romance and fertility. On the one hand, if things have been fine in your personal life, you could feel the urge to get fired up and down and dirty together, unleashing your raunchy and wild sides. However, if you're not on the same page, you could be dealing with manipulation and possessiveness. Singles could meet a neighbor or someone who lives nearby that is a karmic connection or fatal attraction. What do you want to address? You might have some strong thoughts and feelings about your creative flow at work when Venus in Scorpio sextiles Pluto in Capricorn. Creative opportunities at work can either be incredibly empowering or potentially disabling. If you are feeling somewhat out of control and at a disadvantage, then the sextile might be your boost of confidence to speak up. You have likely waited long enough to see if things will go your way, so this sextile can present the perfect opportunity to change the tune of your creative endeavors. On both sides of the financial fence there is an air of expectancy but also a call to hold back. It is over the coming days that a series of events is set to not only boost your financial confidence but offer real support on both sides of the financial fence. It will begin with money matters before growing to include the income side of the financial fence. Until then, a sense of expectancy comes with a call for a wait-and-see approach. Today's aspect gives you the feeling that nothing will be perfect unless you do it. Do you recognize those feelings? The anxiety in this mindset is fairly particular to you. The work ethic, the attention to detail, the stress about whether or not something's perfect, all you. Well, take a deep breath and remind yourself that nothing is ever perfect. What's most important is how people feel, how you feel. Your heart is in the right place, and that's all that matters. Regardless of what you have on your agenda, you're sure to have a productive day, providing it's more work than pleasure. Getting things done is the natural vibration that this brings. Chances are you won't appreciate interruptions and your patience may be taxed. Take care that you don't blast someone without thinking. Once you have a rhythm happening, this can happen more easily than usual. Make a list and get things going. Put on some music to keep you energized. Just as a friendly aspect between both Venus and Mercury in your communication sector and Neptune in your relationship sector is separating, they and the Sun are moving towards the same friendly aspect to Jupiter there. This is a major and rare coming together of the communication and relationship gods that will continue building for the next 7 days, with some of the friendliest and luckiest skies of the year being directed here. As the moon moves through your friendship sector, it will not only connect with but enhance the impact of planets on both sides. The moon is not only making its first visit to your friendship sector since Jupiter retrograde back into your relationship sector, but just days before Venus and Mercury, the planets of love and communication, are due to leave your communication sector. The moon connects with each today, amplifying what is already a major coming together of forces on the communication and relationship fronts while ensuring you are emotionally engaged. Our eyes in the sky. Today, you'll feel eager to connect on an intellectual and emotional level, but if those around you aren't able to keep up conversationally, you might need to look for ways to expand your social circle. Watch out for negative influences throughout the morning, as Venus and Pluto engage. These vibes can bring out controlling or possessive behaviors, so you'll want to keep an eye out for them in both yourself and others. Diplomacy can go a long way right now, so give others the space to truly be heard. This energy is perfect for celebrating love in all its forms, so you'll want to look for ways to connect with your nearest and dearest. Later, the vibe shifts significantly as Mercury and Mars share a minor frustration. This brings some intensity to the table over the next couple of days, which can help make or break a bond. Be ready for some intense and meaningful conversations that could go a long way to changing your life. After midnight, Venus sextiles Pluto in Capricorn, intensifying our love lives. Venus in Scorpio desires passion. It demands relational dynamics that transcend the mundane and evolve our understanding of romance. Yet, it is also concerned with power. If we are not careful, a bid for loyalty can metastasize into trust issues. The sextile is an easygoing aspect, so rather than prompting chaos, it will simply allow jealous behavior to continue unchecked. We might even the other's urge to possess us to be flattering. Becoming consumed with another's movements would be an unhealthy manifestation of this transit. However, if all parties are engaging with one another consciously, this influence can enhance close connections through sex or moments of deep intimacy. Before noon, the Cancer moon trines the Scorpio sun, helping us to feel at peace. Our emotional and egoic needs are in sync. We can focus our willpower to tackle work or career matters, but we may prefer to spend this time at home, nesting, relaxing, or hanging out with loved ones. This can be a good time for reflecting upon our past or family traditions without going too deep down a nostalgia wormhole. However, we may also intentionally distance ourselves from friends or allies because we want our own way, and a refusal to compromise has left us in the lurch. Additional environmental factors could be at play here, with adverse weather or physical distance adding to the story. Expect lonely feelings to gradually ease up over the course of the day. In the early afternoon, the Sun and Juno align in Capricorn, providing us with the confidence to make practical commitments. We might find ourselves starting a new career path or accepting greater responsibilities within an existing role. We also associate our identity with the success of relational commitments destined for engagement or marriage. This aspect may even mark an occasion to propose. Although our ego is currently aligned with pledges we've made, our needs are bound to change over time. Be bold in your declarations but leave some wiggle room to update vows in the future. That way, they will continue to be wholehearted engagements rather than rote obligations. The caveat is that even though the morning gave us such high hopes, and we want to move forward with our plans and dreams, the cosmos is telling us that today is not the right time. Rather than allow yourself to feel stuck between a rock and a hard place, you can make a list of the goals you want to reach in the next few days. The dream isn't over. It's just on pause. The prospect of change and the work that goes with it could also feel like a daunting challenge to take on, which is exactly why breaking things into smaller, more digestible steps should be a priority. It's also important to remember that it's okay to step back from your responsibilities for a bit, especially if you're feeling highly stressed or tightly wounded.